Good morning and welcome to the review of the Badger wheel system from Cooler Extras. I just recently picked this up. They just started going into sale and production, and I wanted to give a review of it because the guys over at Cooler Extras, in particular Nick, really took good care of me, and I told him I'd get a review out for him. So what we're going to do is go over this in some pretty extensive detail here, go down the bullet points that they have on the website, and I'll give you some close-up pictures of the different features of the Badger wheels. So first of all, these Badger wheel systems are made for Yeti Tundra coolers, and they are, first of all, adjustable, so they will fit any Yeti Tundra cooler from 45 to 160. So I'll go over that first feature here and kind of how that works. So you can see on the bottom here there is a screw that can be undone with a hex wrench. And you'll see that there are different adjustments right here for the cooler size that you have. So you simply take a hex wrench and you undo this screw right here, and then the wheels slide in and out. So I'll do a quick demonstration of that for you here. You grab this wrench and we simply just unscrew this, and there appears to be pre-drilled holes inside the system here, and so that they lock into place at exactly the same place on either side, and you can see those just move back and forth and let you know exactly where the mark is for your particular cooler. So those go back in, and this is all stainless steel hardware, I believe, as well. The next thing that I'll show you here is they do have what I believe to be custom made polyurethane wheels. I have never seen any like this, and I did read something, I believe is on their Facebook page or something, where they were testing different types of polyurethane wheels, and I don't know if these are custom or not, but they are very, very rugged, thick, well-built wheels. They do have tread on them, and to be frank, they do look pretty awesome. Additionally, on the website, they do say that they have sealed bearings, so these are not just bolt-on to a straight axle wheels. You can see right there they do actually have a bearing system inside the wheel for ease of roll. So very nice, very solid wheels. On the website it also says that these have a weight limit in excess of 500 pounds. So you can see these things are extremely sturdy. I mean, you don't get flex, you don't get bend. There is no way to bend this. There are solid welds on the bottom down here. Everything is made of stainless steel parts, heavy duty grade stainless steel, and so you are not going to have any issues with this breaking. This thing is going to match the rigidity and the ruggedness of your cooler. So it does have some other features with it that are accessories that you can order to attach it to the cooler, but you actually don't need those accessories to attach it to the cooler. So what I'm going to do is I have a Yeti 65 cooler, and I'm going to bring it over and just kind of show you how the Badger wheels attach to the Yeti cooler. Alright, so here is our Yeti 65 cooler. I'll pull it into the shot here. And as you're probably aware, on the Yeti 65 cooler there are foot pegs. Most of them come standard with the rubber foot pegs that are non-slide foot pegs, and they have these two holes right here. So what's going to happen is on our Badger wheels system we actually have these little foot pegs right here, and you can see, to get a better shot of those, kind of how those are made up, and they basically have these two teeth that hang off the side. So this was something that was a little tricky for me when I first got it. Didn't quite understand how this worked, and I'll show you what I mean. But hopefully with this video and the help of the guys at the Cooler Extras, you won't have the same issue that I had. So we put the cooler down here. If you just sit the Badger wheels into the holes like so, and then pull this down and lock it into place, then it'll wheel around just fine. You don't have any problems with it. But if you lift it up, sometimes it can just fall right out. So the trick is getting those little teeth to really bite in the cooler. And so what you kind of need to do is really make sure that when you stick this in here, that you are shoving those teeth all the way in. And what I recommend is kind of starting with it up at an angle a little bit, and then once you've got it in there really strongly and you've shoved it in and made sure it's level, then roll it down while keeping force on the feet as much as you can, and then lock that arm into place up top here. Okay, so lock that into place up under there. Now what should happen is, as you can see, they are in there. I am shaking the cooler, giving it a good shake here. Those suckers are not falling out. Okay, you can hit this thing and they will not come out. That thing is gripping in there really well. And that's really all you need, and it's really kind of an ingenious design because you don't need anything else. And actually with the setup like this, you can see that you can pick this thing up and drop it. Those wheels that lock him out there aren't going anywhere. Okay? And so for the situation that you just saw with this lock, it actually comes with, where that can pop out, it comes with some extension pieces. So if you're having that issue, the cooler comes standard with these two extension pieces, also machined out of stainless steel. And you see it's threaded on the end there. They simply stick right into the top of that arm piece of the arm lock there. And there's a shorter one and a longer one to modify to fit whatever size cooler that you have there. So you can see this thing is very stable, very sturdy, just like your Yeti cooler. It's not going anywhere. I do have some of the other features that come with it. I didn't purchase an arm, but it does have an extension arm that comes out that you can actually use to wheel it around, and it does clip into this spot right here, and it just has a hook that goes right on there and you can wheel it around. I didn't opt to buy that one because I think the rope handles work just fine for wheeling it around. But one thing I do like about the setup, the way that it is right now, is that if I want to lock this cooler up, now using the rope lock or the cable lock that you get from Yeti, that's still functional. You can still actually stick the cord or the cable through here and actually stick it through your Badger as well, to keep somebody from stealing the Badger also, because they are, like the Yeti cooler, pricey, although well worth it, being made out of stainless steel. They are corrosion resistant, of course, so great features there. The last thing that I'll kind of show you that I have is just a locking plate that comes with it, and you can see there's what the locking plate looks like. Also stainless steel. It has two different sizes of bolts to make sure that you can get it to work with any size cooler that you have, and basically that bolt just goes right down through here, and you can see that plate, when mounted, will fit flush into the cooler, and it will give you 100% locking mechanism to make sure that these wheels never fall off, and there is no way it can go anywhere then because it's bolted in, and you can tighten it down pretty tightly and make sure that it's very stable. Also, you can put straps through here to give it extra support, or if you have like a deck mounted system on a boat and you have a clip down on the floor, you can still use the strap through all of this and clip it to the floor even with the wheels on there. So this is a fantastic product. It's built very, very well. It's made out of excellent materials. You can tell a lot of thought went into these, and these guys over at Cooler Extras did a great job, and they're very innovative guys. I just spoke with Nick by email, and one of the suggestions that I made to him was maybe do some Yeti feet, because you'll see one issue is it's not level. So when you have the wheels on here, the cooler sags to one side, which isn't a big deal. There are two solutions to this. One, you can buy an extra set of Yeti wheels, and you'll see on their website that they do have a package for, currently it's $419.99, I believe, where you get two sets of the wheels plus the extension arm, The one set of wheels by itself is $199. But for those of you that don't want to spend that, we were talking about what they're going to call Badger feet, and it sounds like they're already working on that. They've already got it in the process, but basically just some foot levelers for the other end of the cooler to just keep it level. So stay tuned. Sounds like they'll be coming out with those relatively soon. And so if you have any questions, I'm sure Nick and those guys at Cooler Extras will take good care of you and answer all those questions. But this is a fantastic accessory for your Yeti cooler, and in my opinion probably the most essential one, with the weight of these things and how heavy they get when they're loaded down. If you're a sportsman like me, and like most of the people that use Yeti coolers, when you get this loaded up with fish, game, ice, beer, food, whatever the case may be for your trip, then they get insanely heavy. And I can carry this 65 pretty easily by myself when it's empty, but it becomes a challenge when it's full and you're lugging it around. So if there's ever any distance that you need to go, if there's ever anything else where you're having struggles with it, you know, these give you the opportunity to wheel it around. And I can't believe it took somebody this long to actually come up with something like this. So, you know, got to give those guys their due credit for coming up with something this ingenious and building it to the specs to make it match the Yeti cooler and really make it an effective and quality product. So Nick and the guys at Cooler Extras, thank you very much from all of us Yeti owners and from all of